it's Sussex 2015 to 2021. Yeah,
He moved
so that
up.
win was.
Yeah,
I think that match I'm talking about was Arundel 2015 when he played there. This is cut nicely off the back foot.
that's 4.
For 4 by Salt up to the pavilion boundary.
Slightly short from Travaskis there, and Salt isn't going to waste any time.
Just looking at this, they had the Diamonds against the Blaze game earlier on, the women's match, which the Blaze won convincingly. I think it was about something like 6 wickets. As Travaskis comes in and bowls again, and that's 4 more straight through the covers. Same delivery, same shot, 4 more. And Salt moves on to 9. There was just a sprinkling of people. I was surprised by how few there were here for that game, but that was over just after 5 o'clock. And I'm looking, the County Durham stands filling up on both tiers as Travaskis loops one in again towards the leg stump. Salt plays that out to deep mid wicket for 1 run. It's fielded by Deleda. There's not many people in the ground yet compared to the start against Notts the other day. There was 5,200 here the other day, and that 2-tier stand was packed. They're still coming in, and looking outside, there's a big traffic jam of people trying to get into the stadium. Cars all the way down the road outside. Final ball is pushed up to Souter once more at long off for 1 by Butler, and he will keep strike. So at the end of the first over, Lancashire are 12 without loss. I think the difference on Monday was it was a bank holiday afternoon. It didn't start at 6:30, but people were off work. Whereas tonight, people are trying to race home, get their tea, grab the car, get changed, and then get here. So,
be Wayne Parnell from the Lumley end.
There's a few yet to come, as you can see, a long line of cars outside the ground. So there'll be a few to come in.
Wayne Parnell having just joined last week from his stint in the IPL with Virat Kohli's Royal Challengers Bangalore. It's going to be Butler on strike. It's man out at deep cover and deep backward square leg as Parnell is in and Butler is immediately driving and missing outside the off stump.
You count the number of teams Butler's played for, it's got to be in excess of 15. And Parnell, I think he's around
Parnell's
the
up
20
there.
mark,
Parnell's up there, if not more.
Yeah. I think I gave up counting the other day.
As Parnell is in again, and Joss is driving this one up, but it's straight to short. Extra cover. Who's that in there? Ashton Turner is in there.
In this country alone, Parnell played for Kent in 2009, Sussex in 2011, Glamorgan in 2015, Worcestershire 18 and 19, Northants 2 years ago. He took 2 for 20 for Kent in the quarter-final win against Durham way back in 2009, which at the time was Durham's lowest score in a T20.
Butler's just trying to move some of those. Some people are standing at the bowler's end, maybe just getting behind Parnell and his arm as he's in again, and Butler's dropping this one into ground, looking for a quick single, but deciding against it. Baz Deleda quick in on the field to stop any chance of a single there.
He was on about a 10-15 degree angle to the stumps there, Deleda, and he hit them from about 3 strips across. They've moved 2 wickets back up towards the pavilion for this one, so they're off the TV strip. They're more or less bang in the middle of the square. I think the strip next to them, heading back to the right as we look, would be the test match strip or the international strip. I don't know why there aren't any stewards at the far end of the ground stopping people from walking behind the
There is one.
light screen.
There is a supervisor there now who's trying to get to it, but this is like second time in 2. It's back to back that people are standing trying to get a view, but it's interfering. They're not directly behind Parnell's arm, but they're just off to the side, which is what is annoying Butler.
Well, you know, surely these spectators know the side screen's there, and the stewards should be stopping them, but
Parnell's in, and Butler is carving this one away for 4 runs through backward point. He'd been a little bit bogged down. Parnell had started that over with 3 consecutive dots and slightly shorter and wider, and Josh Butler's not missing out on that one. He's off the mark with his first boundary. He moves himself on to 6.
Well, it is June the 2nd, so we're in meteorological summer now. Still people streaming past the side screen at the far end.
I'm with you. I don't know.
Well, the stewards have been brought in from an external company, and they probably don't know how it works. So, but you need somebody to stop people streaming across that car park at the far end. This is the third delay already in this over. There's a long line of people just oblivious to what's going on.
As Parnell in again, and Butler's playing this one off the back foot to the man at deep cover for just a single. Just one ball left in Parnell's opening over. I expect 2 up top from him. Maybe 3 if he keeps up decent economy, but you also need him at the back end of the innings as well. So bring Salt on strike. Thankfully, there's no delay on this one. Parnell is in to complete his first over. And Salt is playing that one beautifully, backward a square for 4 more. Didn't seem to be that bad of a delivery from Parnell, but someone of Phil Salt's quality wasn't going to miss out on much, and he's off to a very quick start here indeed at Chester Street.
21 without loss after 2 overs here on BBC Radio Newcastle. We are on the live YouTube stream today. 1 or 2 people asking where are the pictures. They are there. I've just done a refresh on the screen and then they appeared, so they are there. And of course, around the world on the BBC website and the sports app. It is a gorgeous sunny night here in Chester Street.
Beautiful weather.
A little bit of a gentle breeze from the northeast.
Immediate change in the bowling lineup.
I'm going to see Deleda in here. He needs to be a lot tighter than he was the other night. He was expensive. And one of his overs, I think, went for 26 runs. He ended up taking none for 47 in 3, so he nearly joined the 50 club. Right arm over from the Finkel end, that's gone down the leg side, and this is how he started the other night. There were wides down that leg side.
It's a bit of a, I don't want to use the term coach killer, but it's definitely not one that you're, when it's a limited overs game, I'm pretty sure everyone's stressing the importance of no extras. You can't be giving the opposition free runs, especially when they've got 2 destructive batsmen like Lightning do this evening.
Later and again, bowls, and that's a leading edge. Nearly caught at diving there at point. Might be Souter. Throw, the ball's gone off towards the 3rd man boundary. 1 run.
Was indeed.
It was indeed. He nearly got it. Better delivery. Well, last week on the Friday night at Northants, he got Chris Lynn in the first over for a 3rd ball duck, and then the next over he bowled, he got David Willey caught behind for 1.
I missed both those wickets. I was too busy trying to get to the ground.
24 for none. Here he comes again and bowls, and it's another one down the leg side. Stays low, taken by the keeper. Butler on strike, didn't have to offer a shot there.
Yeah, I'd finished up uni earlier that day, so I was going down with a couple of mates and making a bit of a weekend at the cricket. And unfortunately, trains from Newcastle were delayed, so when I eventually got to the ground and got in, I think Northampton were already 2 or 3 down.
Which way do you go to get to Northampton from Newcastle? Do you have to change in the Midlands or something?
That was an option, but I wouldn't have got...
More expensive?
No, I think it would have been cheaper. I wouldn't have got to the ground in time.
Right.
So I had to go all the way down to London and then back up.
Deleda once more in. That's wide of off stump, and that's clipped away towards the 3rd man boundary. Clark dives in and stops it. He does well right in front of the Health Club. Looked like a locked pause.
Saves a 3rd run as well.
Yeah, good fielding.
Yeah, I had to go all the way down into London because there was a delay at Newcastle as well, so I ended up having to get a later train, which got me in faster. So I was able to get to the ground at a reasonable time, but still a bit later than I would have wanted. Was all worth it though to see Graham Clark's magnificent innings.
Yeah. 102 none out. Deleda in, bowls, and defended by Butler. Ball played back up towards the bowler's end. Durham have got Leicestershire here on Tuesday, and then Northants here. On Sunday. Yeah, Northants here on Tuesday, Leicestershire here on Sunday, and then it's they're at Notts next Thursday and
Leicestershire next Friday, and then we're back into County Championship.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's a County Championship game after that. I think it's
Monday.
I think it's Glamorgan here.
Yeah. In comes the leader. Oh, that's
going
to be out. Jones is under it, and that is the end of Butler for 11. 27 for 1 after 2.4 overs.
That is exactly what I said about the top of the show. Butler's not been in the greatest of nick, and Durham needed to get him early to avoid him trying to bat his way back into form. Maybe a slightly slower ball from Deleda. Butler did seem rushed through the shot, top edge, got nowhere near enough of it, and Michael Jones took a very straightforward catch at mid-on. He goes for 11 off 11, just the 1-4 for him, and no doubt Durham will be ecstatic to get rid of him for, by his standards, a very low score. If you let Butler, his reputation speaks for itself, but you let Butler get in, he can really harm you at the back end of the inning. So what an over that started off with a wide has now brought a wicket for Delayed, and it's going to be Croft who's the new batter with 2 balls left in this 3rd over.
Stephen Croft has had a few runs over the years against Durham. I'm right. I think he's there was a match last year in unbelievably broiling hot conditions in Blackpool, and we knew a thunderstorm was on the way, and the game started, but it didn't actually get finished. And he got 52 in that. There were 17 overs in Lancashire when the rain came, and that was the end of the game. Deleda into Croft, and this is pushed off towards point for a quick single. He's off the mark. So Croft is actually from Blackpool, and his 200th T20 match, this one. No, his 200th, sorry, was against Durham back in 2021. He's now made 231. He's got 6 half centuries against Durham as well, including 55 at Chester Street last year, 52 in Blackpool. So he's done a job on them a few times in this format. Deleda to finish the over, and this is played between the bowler and mid-off before. Really nice shot from Salt there. So at the end of 3 overs, 32 for 1, I think the score is.
Yes, indeed. It looks like we're going to see Ben Rain introduced into his attack. The helmet was brought out, so I was thinking maybe Travaskis was being brought back from the opposite end, but Ben Rain is having words with Captain Alex Lees, so he'll be brought into the attack for this 4th over of the innings. Wilmington will stand up to the stumps. Man at deep cover, only 2 men allowed back during this power play, so there's a man at deep cover and looks to be at deep square leg, who's looking for some sort of instructions from, looks like Robinson or Lees, about where he needs to stand. He changes in the field as Rain begins his run up. He's in, and Croft is flicking that one to the man at deep extra cover for a single. Backward point, 3rd man, short, fine leg. Deep backward square, as I mentioned. Mid-wicket, mid-on, mid-off, extra cover, and the man at deep cover is Rain in again. And Salt looks to absolutely smack him out the ground, but can only get a bottom edge into the pitch, and there will be no run there.
Rain's been a bit of a partnership killer in the T20 this season.
He had amazing figures on Monday night, no? 2 for 15 off 4? I think I remember his stats were.
Yeah.
I think him and Stephen Mullaney, because they don't have a lot of pace on the ball, batters struggle to hit them to the boundaries, as he's in it again here, and Salt again only an inside edge that goes towards mid-wicket. I was slightly flummoxed by that after having watched Mullaney, and I don't know whether it was I've been so used to T20 that you think that a bowler takes the pace off the ball and you think they're going to be hit out the ground, but Mullaney was actually very effective.
He bowls very clever, skiddy little cutters, a bit like Paul Collingwood, take the pace off the ball.
He just confuses the batter and not able to get as much power on. They have to apply the power themselves instead of using the ball, as Rain is in again, and Salt is driving him, and it's a half stop by Captain Lees. He's going to have to try and stop the boundary, which the ball will slow up just enough, and they will run 3, I think, there. It was driven up to him on the little bit bouncy. He got a diving half stop in. It kind of went through him, and then he was able to, by virtue of that stop, the ball held up a little bit. He was able to retrieve it before having to go over the boundary rope. Salt moves to 21 off just 9 deliveries. A very good start for him as Rain bowls to Croft. And that one evades the leader at backward point, but will be cut off. They're coming back for a second.
Oh! Well, good decision there from Ollie Robinson. He got the ball with his back to the stumps.
It's wrong end. Yeah. Wrong end from Travaskius out in the deep. He needed to go. I thought there was only one there, and I turned around and it looks like they're coming back for 2, and Robinson received the throw and immediately threw at the bowler's end. I think if it had been a direct hit instead of on the bounce, then we could have been looking at a run out there. But Lancashire took the risk and they got the reward. End of Rain's first over. It's been a relatively tidy one. He's in again. Cut out towards Travaskius, and he will get a full body behind it to stop the 2. Stop the 4. They will come back for 2. So that is 8 off Rain's opening over. 2 overs left in the power play. Lightning 40 for 1.
The boundary is 65 metres again all round. So although they've moved 2 wickets back towards the pavilion, they've moved the ropes slightly as well. So the crowd is now thickening out, and the County Durham stand, the central section's got a huge flag right across the prime seats in there for Durham University. So that bottom tee is nearly full now. So if people want to be in there, they're going to have to go upstairs. We can't see the stand in the corner immediately at the end of our building on our right-hand side. That's tucked away, so I can't tell you how many's in there. But pavilion's starting to look busy as well.
Brandon Glover, that's 4 consecutive bowling changes early on from Alex Lees.
Keep them guessing. Glover in, right arm over, and that one's out the back of the hand, played by Salt up to Jones at mid on, no run there. So Brandon Glover is a Netherlands international.
I think he's just been left out of their upcoming squad. As I mentioned at the start of comms, he's been dealing with some injuries, so just hasn't seen enough first class cricket.
His ankle a few weeks ago. I think that was what was holding him back here. And he comes again, right arm over, and that's whipped into the air.
Could be gone.
Travaskius is there under it, and that is the end of Phil Salt for 21, 40 for 2 after 4.2.
Very good from Glover. Seems like he went for a little bit slightly faster, slower ball. Held up slightly in the pitch. Phil Salt, just similar with Butler, threw the shot too early, and Travaskius made his way round to take a simple catch, and that is the start Durham would have wanted. It's not going to get any easier for them, though. Liam Livingston has promoted himself up the order to number 4. He has been batting slightly lower down in recent games. I think he's coming at 5 or 6, but I think looking to try and make the most of this remaining 11 deliveries left of the power play. He's going to try and use those long levers of his to try and get some runs on the board. But Lees will be very happy with his bowling changes. Not too expensive, and Glover's picked up a wicket with his only second delivery. I think he also had a bit of a shoulder knock as well.
Shoulder, was it?
I think
the leader might have got hit on the ankle in the nets. That's
yeah, I think Glover picked up a shoulder injury while playing for the seconds early on in the season, which pushed back his debut, and obviously was targeted by new head coach Ryan Campbell as a white ball addition and will play a prominent part in the blast. And here he is. He's come at just the right time as well, with Mark Wood and Matthew Potts not being available with England Test duty. Slight change in the field. We've got I thought Jones was coming in at slip, but he's not. Third man's gone back, and the man from deep cover has come up.
So Liam Livingston, the skipper, facing his first ball from Glover. That's gone down the leg side and is a wide.
Seemed to be up to his normal pace then.
Well, Glover at the World Cup last year took 3 for 9 against South Africa. I think that was the win that helped the Netherlands qualify for the latter stages, and to a point where they don't now have to go through the qualification process for a few years. So a big help there. So he's played 25. That's a wide the other way this time. Well wide of off stump. Oh, that's very around. That was almost square on, that delivery. He's played 25 T20 internationals. And This is his 41st T20 in all. And just looking through the stats, 88. Sorry, that's not him. Where are we? 52 wickets, best bowling 4 for 12. Netherlands against the United Arab Emirates. This is cut hard down towards third man. There's a man down there. 1 run for Livingston.
Third man now comes up for Stephen Croft, and deep point. It looks like it's Graham Clark who's out there in the deep. So we've got deep point and deep backward square, with the umpire standing on the point side of the boundary, I think, so he can actually have a look at what's going on.
Comes in and bowls, and Croft, it's come off the top of the bat.
Down into the pitch and looped over Ollie Robinson.
That hit there. Oh, he's bottom edged.
He's bottom edged it into the ground, and Robinson wasn't able to stop it before they could run a pair. I think it's Ashton Turner who went down and did the fielding.
I couldn't quite work out how the ball had ended up the way it had there.
But bottom edged it straight into the ground, and Ollie Robinson, he's a very good keeper. He's not the tallest of men, so he was able to bounce it over.
A pair of ladders to reach that one. 45 for 2 then. Croft is on 8 as Glover bowls, and that's driven hard out past point and away for 4. That was out the middle of the bat. 1 ball left of the over, and
after a good start,
Lancashire 49 for 2 in the 5th over, so they're on the verge of 50. Glover in bowls.